Everything you have been asking for has already begun making its way toward you. This is not a hope, not a wish sent into empty space. It is a law as steady as gravity. The instant you choose to believe, the instant you release your grip on how and when, you clear the path for something greater to move through. What feels like waiting is not waiting at all. Behind the scenes, unseen and unhurried, the pieces of your life are being arranged with a precision you could never orchestrate on your own. Every delay has a reason. Every closed door redirects you toward one that was built specifically for you. The moment you stop forcing and start trusting, you shift from a state of chasing into a state of attracting. Chasing repels, trusting draws in. So before we go further, settle into stillness. Let your shoulders soften. Let your breath slow. This is where alignment begins, not in frantic effort, but in quiet certainty. What is yours has never once forgotten the way to you. I know without needing proof that my life is arranging itself exactly as it should. Even in moments when the path looks unclear, even when nothing seems to be moving, I remain certain that something is shifting beneath the surface. I do not need to see the whole staircase to trust the next step is solid. My faith is not blind, it is built on the quiet knowing that has never truly failed me. I release the need to control every outcome because I understand now that control was never the source of my peace. Surrender is. What belongs to me is already in motion, already finding its way through circumstances I may never fully witness. I choose today to stop bracing against uncertainty and instead lean into the calm that trust provides. My desires are not distant fantasies, they are appointments already being kept on my behalf. I release the tight grip of worry because worry has never once sped up a single blessing. Ease is a language the universe understands far better than fear. I trust that what is meant for me will never pass me by, no matter how far it may seem to wander. Timing is not something I need to manufacture, it is something I am invited to trust. What is aligned with my highest good is already being drawn toward me by forces I do not need to name or fully understand. I release comparison, I release urgency, and I remind myself that nothing genuinely mine requires a fight to keep. My faith in the abundance of life is not naive. It is a decision I renew each time doubt tries to creep back in. There is enough time, there is enough opportunity, there is enough love, enough peace, enough good fortune to reach every corner of my life without depleting anyone else's. When I catch myself slipping into scarcity thinking, I gently return to this truth. Abundance is not something I earn through struggle, it is something I allow through belief. My worries do not protect me. They only delay the very things I am asking for. So I choose, again and again, to set them down and trust instead. I am open, fully, unguardedly open to receiving every form of goodness that life wants to place in my hands. I no longer shrink from blessings out of fear that I don't deserve them, or that they'll disappear as quickly as they arrived. I welcome them the way I would welcome an old friend, with warmth, not suspicion. Abundance does not need to arrive through struggle to be considered real. It can come gently. It can come early. It can come in ways I never anticipated, through people I never expected, at moments I hadn't planned for. My only task is to stay open, to stay receptive, to stop questioning every good thing that shows up as though it were a mistake meant for someone else. Ease is allowed. Flow is allowed. Receiving without resistance is allowed. As I release the last threads of doubt, I feel the quiet momentum of alignment carrying me forward, not because I am forcing it, but because I have finally stopped standing in its way. What is meant for me is already on its way, and I am ready, with open hands and a trusting heart, to receive it fully. I receive with open hands and a grateful heart, trusting completely that life is generous by nature, not by exception. Gratitude is not something I save for after the blessing arrives. I offer it now, in advance, as a quiet acknowledgement that goodness is already on its way. I welcome the unexpected with the same warmth I welcome the familiar, understanding that some of my greatest gifts will arrive in forms I never could have planned. The more fully I trust, the more effortlessly I receive, because trust removes the friction that fear so often creates. I am not asking to be convinced that I deserve good things. I already know I do, and that knowing is enough. Opportunities for success, ease, and joy are not scarce. They move toward me continuously, in ways both visible and invisible. My heart stays open, unguarded, ready to receive whatever miracles choose to find me. I feel the quiet presence of support surrounding me at all times, even when I cannot name its source. I release the fear that once told me to hold on tightly, and I let my blessings arrive on their own perfect timeline. I release the illusion of control, understanding now that the universe has never needed my permission to work in my favor. I no longer chase what is meant for me. I simply become the kind of presence that draws it near, calm and unhurried. I choose to believe in what I cannot yet see, trusting that belief is the quiet architecture beneath everything that eventually becomes real. I hold the deep, settled faith that whatever is ahead of me is better than anything I could force into being through worry or struggle. My manifestations are not distant hopes. They are already taking shape, already moving through the world toward the moment they will meet me. I surrender every trace of resistance, allowing life to move through me the way water moves around stone, without effort, without struggle, simply finding its way. I no longer grip so tightly to outcomes. I allow them to arrive naturally, in their own time, in their own form. My trust has grown larger than my fear, and I can feel the difference in how light I've become. I let go, fully and without hesitation, and I allow the universe to do what it does best. For so long I held on tight to every outcome, gripping my desires like they might slip away if I loosened my fingers even a little. But that grip was never really trust. It was fear wearing the mask of control. Today I set that fear down. I exist now in harmony with my desires, no longer at war with the pace of my own becoming. There was a version of me that measured every day against how far I still had to go, that treated waiting as failure and stillness as evidence that nothing was working. I am not that version anymore. I understand now that timing is not a punishment. It is simply the universe arranging things in an order my limited eyes cannot yet see. I carry myself as though my dreams have already been fulfilled, because that certainty is what invites them closer. I walk through my days lighter, speaking differently, choosing differently, because a person who already has what they want does not beg for it, does not chase it, does not perform anxiety in front of it. They simply live from it. And so I live from it too, even before the evidence arrives, because I understand that the feeling comes first and the proof follows. Every breath I take reminds me that I am supported, guided, and held by something far wiser than my anxious mind could ever be. My mind wants explanations, timelines, guarantees, but my spirit knows better than to demand those things from a universe that has never once abandoned me. I look back at every closed door and see now that it was never cruelty, it was redirection. I look back at every delay and see that it was never denial, it was preparation. So I stop asking my mind to do a job it was never equipped for, and I let something larger carry the weight instead. I release the need to understand every step of the process, choosing instead to simply trust the process itself. There is a peace that comes from admitting I don't have to see the whole staircase to take the next step. I only have to be willing to place my foot down and trust that it will hold. I used to think surrender meant giving up, but I see now that surrender is the deepest form of faith a person can practice. It is choosing to stop fighting the current and instead let it carry me somewhere better than I could have swum to on my own. I no longer need a map for every mile. I only need the willingness to keep moving through the mist, trusting that clarity reveals itself exactly when I need it and not a moment before. What is meant for me is already in motion, and my only work now is to remain open, at peace, and willing to receive it when it arrives. I think of all the energy I used to spend forcing, pushing, manipulating circumstances into shapes they were never meant to take, and I feel relief knowing that none of that struggle was ever required. The things that belong to me are already finding their way toward me, quietly, patiently, without needing my permission or my anxiety to move them along. My only responsibility is to stay soft enough, open enough, ready enough, that when they arrive I don't turn them away out of old habits of doubt. I am learning that receiving is its own kind of skill, one I am allowed to practice daily, gently, without judgment for the days I forget, and remember to try again the next. And so I remind myself again and again that peace is not something I earn once my desires show up. Peace is the doorway that lets them in. When I am calm instead of desperate, the universe reads that calm as readiness rather than resistance. When I am grateful instead of grasping, I am telling life that I already recognize abundance, and so more of it finds reason to come find me. I stop treating stillness as wasted time and start treating it as sacred space, the quiet room where everything unseen is being arranged on my behalf. I trust the timing of my life the way I trust the seasons, knowing that nothing blooms out of order and nothing arrives before its roots are ready. There is no need to rush what is already inevitable. I remind myself that the same intelligence that grows a forest, spins a galaxy, and beats my own heart without my instruction is more than capable of handling the details of my one beautiful life. I do not have to micromanage a miracle. I only have to make room for it. So today and every day after, I choose ease over urgency, trust over tension, and surrender over struggle, knowing that everything I have asked for is already on its way, moving through time and space with a precision I could never orchestrate myself, arriving exactly when I am ready to receive it, not a second sooner, not a second later, but precisely on time. Everything I have ever desired already belongs to me, not someday, not eventually, but now, in the unseen realm where all creation begins before it takes physical form. I choose to fix my focus only on what I wish to build, letting go of every thought that doesn't serve the life I am calling in. I am the one who governs my own energy, and today, as every day, I choose trust over doubt. I have become a magnet for miracles, drawing them close not through struggle, but through the quiet steadiness of my belief. I allow myself, without guilt or hesitation, to receive everything I have asked for. I expect good things, and because I expect them, I notice them everywhere they appear. I believe fully in my own power to shape the life I want through the thoughts I choose to keep. My thoughts, my emotions, and my actions move together now, aligned in faith rather than pulled apart by fear. The universe is not silent. It is constantly responding to the trust I offer it, matching my energy with its own. I feel a deep and genuine gratitude for the blessings already making their way to me, even the ones I haven't yet recognized. I trust the quiet voice of my intuition, following its guidance even when logic asks for more proof. I rest in peace, certain that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even the parts I cannot yet see clearly. I believe, I trust, and I receive, not through force, but through the natural ease that comes from finally letting go. The more you believe, the more you receive, because belief is the signal that tells life you are ready. Faith was never about seeing the outcome first. It is about trusting so completely that what you desire is already yours, long before the evidence arrives to confirm it. I wish you love that finds you effortlessly, trust that steadies you through uncertainty, and abundance that never runs dry. I say those words slowly because I want you to actually feel them land, not just read them and scroll past. Most of us were taught that love has to be chaste, that it only shows up after we've proven ourselves worthy of it in some way, through effort or performance or endless self-improvement. But that's not how it actually works, and somewhere inside you already know that. Love that's real doesn't arrive because you finally became good enough. It arrives because you stopped blocking it. You stopped standing in the doorway of your own heart, checking IDs, deciding who gets to come in and who doesn't. Effortless love isn't lazy love. It's love that isn't distorted by fear, by old wounds, by the belief that you have to earn your place in someone's life. It's the kind of love where you can simply exist as you are, and that's already enough for it to recognize you. So when I say, I wish this for you, I'm not talking about a fantasy. I'm talking about a return to the version of you that never doubted it deserved to be loved without conditions attached. That version is still in there. It never left. It's just been waiting for you to stop arguing with it, stop telling it that safety means staying guarded, that protection means staying closed. Let this be the moment you loosen your grip a little. Let this be the moment you let something good move toward you, instead of you having to run after it. Now let's talk about trust, because trust is the part most people skip when they talk about manifestation, and it's actually the part that holds everything else together. You can want something with your whole chest, you can visualize it, you can write it down, you can say all the right affirmations, but if underneath all of that, you don't trust that it's coming, you're going to sabotage it without even realizing you're doing it. Trust isn't about knowing exactly how something is going to happen. It's about knowing that it will, even when the path isn't visible yet. Think about how a seed doesn't panic in the dark soil. It doesn't demand to see the sunlight before it decides to grow. It trusts the process enough to push upward, blind, patient, certain in a way that has nothing to do with proof. That's the kind of trust I'm wishing for you. Not the kind that needs constant reassurance, not the kind that falls apart the second things get quiet or uncertain, but the kind that stays steady no matter what the outer world looks like in this exact moment. Uncertainty is not evidence that things are going wrong, it's just the space between where you are and where you're going. Most people mistake that in-between space for failure, and they quit right before their breakthrough because they couldn't tolerate not knowing. But you don't have to know, you just have to trust. Trust that the timing is intelligent, even when it doesn't match your schedule. Trust that closed doors were redirecting you, not punishing you. Trust that you are always being led, even in the moments it feels like you're standing completely still, with no map in your hands. And then there's abundance, and I want to be really clear about what that word actually means, because it's been watered down so much that people think it's only about money. Abundance is bigger than that. It's a state of being where you understand on a cellular level that the universe is not stingy. It's not rationing out good things to a chosen few while the rest of us fight over scraps. Abundance is the natural state of everything alive. Look at how many stars exist. Look at how many flowers bloom in a single field, how many grains of sand line a single beach, how many leaves grow on a single tree that nobody counted and nobody needed to ration. Nature doesn't operate from scarcity. Human beings learned scarcity through fear, through lack, through generations of believing there wasn't enough to go around. But that belief was never the truth. It was just a story that got repeated so many times, it started to feel real. When I wish you abundance that never runs dry, I'm wishing you a return to that natural state, the one where you don't white-knuckle your resources because you trust more is always available. This applies to love, to opportunities, to money, to peace, to joy. None of it is finite in the way you were taught. The well doesn't dry up. You were just taught to fear the bottom of a well that was never actually going to run empty. Let yourself imagine, even for a moment, what it would feel like to stop bracing for lack and start expecting overflow instead. If these words found you at the right moment, I want you to notice that. Nothing reaches you by accident. You didn't stumble onto this by coincidence, scrolling past 1,000 other things and landing here instead. Some part of you was searching, even if you didn't consciously know what for, and something in you recognized these words as the ones you needed to hear today. That's not a small thing, that's alignment. That's your own inner knowing, reaching out and grabbing hold of exactly what it required in this exact season of your life. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected from love lately, wondering if it's ever going to find you, or if you're doomed to keep chasing something that keeps slipping away. Maybe you've been struggling to trust the process of your own life, tired of waiting, tired of not seeing results yet, tempted to give up right at the edge of your breakthrough. Maybe you've been quietly worried about scarcity, about not having enough, about the future feeling uncertain in a way that keeps you up at night. Whatever it is, this moment was built for you. Let yourself receive it instead of deflecting it, instead of thinking it was meant for someone else. It wasn't. It was meant for you, right here, right now, in this exact version of your story. So let these 3 words become something you carry with you, not just something you read once and forget. I believe, I trust, I receive. Say them slowly. Let them settle into your body instead of just passing through your mind. I believe that what's meant for me is already making its way toward me, even in the moments I can't see it yet. I trust the process, the timing, the quiet unfolding that doesn't always explain itself right away. I receive without guilt, without over-explaining why I deserve it, without shrinking myself to make room for other people's comfort. These aren't just words to repeat when you're feeling good. They're anchors for the days when you're not sure, when doubt creeps back in, when the old fear tries to convince you that none of this is real. On those days, especially on those days, come back to this. Say it again. I believe, I trust, I receive. Let it rebuild you every single time it needs to. Let it remind you that love is already moving toward you, that trust is steadying you even when you can't feel it, and that abundance is not something you have to force into existence, only something you have to stop blocking. You are allowed to have this. You are allowed to receive this. And if you're reading this today, it's already begun.